system no longer prioritizes educating kids. That's not the point.
Nope.
The point of the public education system is to acquire funding and then use that funding to hire adults. So I told you that I went to public school. My dad was a public school teacher. When this was said to me by a number of people, I dismissed it. I didn't believe it. This is 2017. I'd never really done any reporting on public schools. And I just figured, okay, I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. And my pendulum was sort of way over here. And then as I really started to dig into the public school system, 2017 turned into 18, and 2019, my pendulum kind of started moving a little bit. And I always kept that in the back of my mind, that the function of the school system, the priority is no longer to educate kids, the priority is to acquire funding. That's what people were telling me. And as I started to look into it more and more, my pendulum started to swing. And I started to go from, I'm not going to believe this at all, to perhaps it's true, to 2022, 2023, where I'm like, I actually do think this is true. And then I wrote this book because now I think that the data shows us that the priority of the school system is not to educate kids. The priority is to acquire funding and use that funding to hire adults, because what that does is it grows the power and the influence of the institution.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the data, let's talk about some of the data. And if you want to look at how an organization, what an organization is focusing on, you got to look at what it's improving on. Where is it putting its money and how is it improving? So in 2017, when Project Baltimore began, Baltimore City Schools' budget was $1.3 billion. Baltimore City Schools' budget in 2024, which is the last year for which we have data, because educational data lags a year, the budget was $1.7 billion. So the school system's budget increased by $400 million a year, per year. In 2017, the graduation rate in Baltimore City Schools, you saw it, it was 70%.
70%.
The graduation rate in 2024 was 70%. In 2017, 11% of the students in Baltimore City Schools tested proficient in math, 11%. In 2024, with $400 million additional dollars going into the school system, it was 10%. 90% of the kids in Baltimore City Schools that took the test in 2024 were not proficient. What was the graduation rate? 70%. How do you have 70% of your kids graduating from high school, but 10% are testing proficient in math? The answer is because the priority of the school system is not to educate the students. It's to pass the students, not educate the students.